Welcome to Comet Farm Tutorials. Today we'll be talking about copying management. In this scenario, let's say we want to create a rotation of corn and soybean with winter wheat as a cover crop. As you can see here, I've already input all the data for corn and all the data for soybean and winter wheat. For corn, we've got a planting and harvesting date. And when we scroll over to look at the other management, you can see that we've elected for intensive tillage, no irrigation, no manure application, but a application of fertilizer. And then finally, we have no liming and no burning. While I of course have the option to manually re-enter all of that management information to other years in my baseline, I'd rather use a shortcut that I'm going to show you, in which you scroll down to the button that says Skip Ahead. You'll find that at the bottom of your page. This feature allows you to copy the management information that you input from one year and copy it to another year in your baseline. Once you click the button that says Skip Ahead, you'll be prompted to see if you'd like to add an additional crop for that year. In this case, I'm going to say no thanks. And this page is where you'll have the option to copy your baseline information to other years. So for example, I've input my corn data for the year 2000, and I want to copy that same management to every other year in my baseline. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to select every other year in my baseline. And this can be a little bit, annoying to have to click through, but it saves you time in the long run, I promise. And then I'm just going to click Copy and Continue. Once that loads, I'll be able to see that on the left-hand side on my baseline, that every other year is now populated with corn, and that management is going to be the same across all of those years. So now we want to go through and do the same thing for the soybean and winter wheat. So you'll see I have intensive tillage, I have nothing for irrigation or manure, but again, a fertilizer application. And again, no liming or burning. Now, the steps to do this are exactly the same, but it's important to note that because I have two crops in the year 2001, the management information for both of these are going to be copied when I choose this shortcut. Again, you just scroll down and select Skip Ahead, and then selecting the years that I'd like to populate with the soybean and winter wheat. So again, I already have that corn input, and so I want to populate the winter wheat and soybean now. So again, I just go through and select every other year. Those red boxes in the baseline indicate that there's already data in those years. In this case, it's the corn populating those years. Now my baseline is exactly as I want it. So every other year is occupied with corn, and it alternates with soybean and winter wheat. And ultimately, I've saved myself a lot of time without having to manually re-enter all of that information. Thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to visit our Need Help widget to answer any of your questions, or you can email us at appnrel@colostate.edu. Thank you.